Well, hello and welcome and welcome and hello and welcome and thank you for joining me. Greetings and salutations and hello and welcome. Happy hump day, happy Wednesday to all you magnificent bastards. It is, what is it, June 5th, 2024. I don't even know what year it is. Yes, it is Wednesday, June 5th. Lucky guess. Hello and welcome, guys. It is Un Poco Mas. Today, I'm here for a cure, the cure for what ails us. I'm riding for the blue. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Just like Lance Armstrong, I have one testicle, and I am buying SoFi. I'm not helping cure cancer. I'm just buying SoFi. Hurricane Lopez. It's Un Poco Mas. My cause today is just to try to spread a little bit of information and goodwill. You guys know I'm not one for hyperbole, conjecture, or a bunch of loose talk. But today I've just got my back up a little bit. A few things really grinding my gears, to quote one of my heroes, Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin, nice to meet you. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Savage of Wall Street is here. Good to see you, Savage. Ukeko's here. Ukeko72 back like they never left. Let's see. SJ's here. What's going on, guys? Hello and welcome. We have Toto in the house. Looking sharp there, Toto. Nice blazer. I like it when some of my people are business-like. You know, I'm not talking to, I know a lot, not you, geniuses, you engineers like Klaus or CM Bar Engineering. I'm not talking to you doctors, you lawyers. I'm not talking to you corner office blue bloods, you white-collar types. I'm not talking to you middle management suck-ups. Today, I'm talking to my people. Okay, my ground level people, my grinders, my Uber drivers trying to put a few dollars together, my guys who got wiped out at the poker table last night. Need to know what to do. Well, go to the wristband. Buy SoFi, buy SoFi, buy SoFi. Not financial advice. No, but, if you're looking at what's happening with the stock, all the U-turders earlier this week were like, everything's breaking down, the sky's falling, I'm selling my shares, the stock's about to break down to the low fives again, blah, blah, blah. And I said at the time, that's not what the chart's showing me at all. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's not breaking down at all. Anthony Noto is buying anything under 7, and I'm going to submit something to you turds. Anthony Noto has just played this and timed this absolutely masterfully. Everybody sort of laughed at him, and I questioned him. I was like, why is he so conservative? Why is he only calling for 2 rate cuts this year or whatever it is? And it turns out he wasn't even conservative enough because the economy was so resilient. So much money had been printed. I saw a story yesterday about how the FBI raided some giant corporate landlord because of this price fixing thing, and all the major corporate landlords are colluding to increase the rents as much as possible. If you sort of look at the inflation, it's like there is real inflation because there was so much money printed. Not just during the COVID pandemic, but just the government just prints way too much money, obviously, in general. Take a look at our national debt if you, don't mind vomiting all over yourself. But anyway, so I don't know where I'm going with any of this broadcast, as per usual. Let me share my screen with you guys. What is the Savage of Wall Street saying? I will get over to his riveting comment in just a second once I figure out how to share my screen on this Tandy 8-bit system I'm running here. Okay, you click here, blah, 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 bluey. Put my head down over here, and you're all set. So, guys, on the day, the stock's up 20 cents, about 3%. The volume is picking up here a little bit. You see some big orders coming across on level 2 or so, I'm told. That's at least what I hear some turds saying on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it. I saw some story there, great. They have adult content on X now, just what we need. I always hated Twitter, but I hate it even more than ever now. I just hate social media in general. I kind of like YouTube because it's, you get real information, real content, but just people just typing away like their thoughts. It's like, And, you know, if I wanted to listen to some guy at a bus stop just rambling on, I would. But then that's like you have every crazy person at every bus stop just amplified a million times. So that's kind of how social media feels to me. Just a bunch of crazy, needy narcissists, you know, just blathering on for no particular reason. But in any case, guys, people are looking at this and they're saying like, oh my God, the stock is just doomed. It's breaking down. I'm looking at this upper trend line. I'm saying it's not, you know, as this wedge gets tighter and tighter, a small amount of breakdown, say to 667. I mean, if you really are honest with yourself, which, you know, most turds never are, just a month ago, the stock was lower than it ever got now. I mean, it was down to like $6.60. So almost every single day, the stock has recovered towards 7. I think it's going to recover 7 and break through this line and move on up through these 50 and 150-day moving averages. I think that's really all that can happen given the trajectory of this company. I mean, one of the things I think about with SoFi is like, it is so consistent, so predictable. Noto is so conservative. It gives bulls or bears, whatever way the wind is blowing, whatever way the market makers want to drive the stock, it gives them tons of ammo because every ER is very solid. There's growth, but because SoFi is always making adjustments to the macro and to other, you know, great, you know, larger conditions in the market, there's something they could do. They say, okay, they're pulling back on loans. There's no demand. No, they're pulling back on loans because we're heading into, you know, rough seas in the economy and they don't want to get caught with their pants down with a lot of defaults. And then they say, oh, tech's not growing, when they told you, hey, we're going to pull back on some of the smaller customers so that we can sort of realign the company toward larger customers that bring a lot of clients and will bring more resilient revenues for decades and decades to come. So the company executes on exactly their roadmap, exactly what they were telling you what they're going to do, but the bears can paint it any way they want because SoFi does not have these massive ERs where they have a disaster one ER and then the next ER is just a blowout, say like a Robinhood or an Affirm or some of these companies that are just all over the map. SoFi is absolutely stable with its growth. That was one of the things I was watching Parkev, who is one of my favorite U-turders. Like, don't listen to, you know, fat pumpers on the internet. Like, don't listen to anybody wearing, you know, these like fake gold chains, ridiculous hats. Don't listen to, you know, pumpers and SoFi shirts. Listen to guys like Parkev who actually know what they're talking about. He was saying, hey, I would rather have slow profit. It wasn't talking about this company. I was watching a video. He was talking about ticker symbol SE, but he said something that just really, really resonated with me. And it was funny because he said, I would rather have slower, profitable growth with a growth stock, say 20% growth and steadily increasing profits, than something that's just exploding off the charts one year because that growth is not sustainable. And for him, it's not investable. Because how do you plan for that? Something that just goes absolutely nuts one year and then the next year because conditions change, it's just a bloodbath. How do you invest in that if you're a long-term investor? And are you a long-term investor? You have to ask yourself these questions. You have to be honest with yourself. I mean, I was listening to Jimmy Chitwood with Trending Stocks, and I like his shows. I like the way he presents data, clear, concise format. He's like, hey, I'm dumping 40% of my SoFi stock here at, you know, 680 or whatever. I'm looking at the chart. I don't see it. Saying the chart's about to break down into the fives. I don't see it. If for that to happen, fundamentals have to not matter at all. For this stock to break down, I mean, this stock is already so disconnected from, I think, the fundamental value. Book value is one thing, but the way they used to value growth stocks kind of pre-COVID, everybody who knows what they're talking about is saying at least 10, most people 11, 12. Look at Deutsche Bank, look at, you know, even like Citi, look at Bank of America, look at some of these other analysts, Jefferies, look at Morningstar valuation, look at the company itself, look at their projections for EPS in 2027 and follow that on through. 55 cents to 80 cents, how do they get there? They're going to 10x their EPS in only 3 years. And you're telling me this company's only worth $7 billion? It doesn't compute for me. And when you see those disconnects, that's when you want to buy. That's not when I want to dump. I don't want to sell the dip and then smell the rip. But I think if you think the stock's going to 5, you'd be foolish not to sell, just under 7. I don't think that's going to happen. I see Noto, Noto in, mid 2023, his buy level was anything below 5, anything right above 5. He one point bought 100,000 shares. He's buying different shares. And then now he's buying in increments of 28,700 shares, and he's buying, anything under 7. And he knows more about the company than anyone. So I'm not understanding why people think the sky is falling. The deteriorating conditions, the slowing in the economy is good for SoFi. Let me repeat that. Good for SoFi. All these analysts, everyone is on is saying higher for longer. These high rates are bad for SoFi. It kills their demand. Yes, it allows them to increase their deposits and members rapidly, but that doesn't really help them make money ultimately unless personal loans are going bonkers. And you can't let personal loans go bonkers with a slowing economy, because then when things really get bad, a year or 18 months down the road, your personal loan portfolio is going to look like dog poo. And nobody likes dog poo. I mean, very, very few people. Imagine there was somebody out there with an affinity for it, but hey. Anyway, guys, so what's the short interest? I forgot what I was talking about. I have not been sleeping since my trip. It's just been an absolute nightmare, and I've been trying to be a good boy, Barkala good boy, and just stay off the coffee as much as possible. I've already had my 2 cups for the day, and I'm very tempted to make another, but I'm just trying to follow the instructions of the big boss, Princess J. And also, of course, the formidable producer, Nautilurker J Money. But anyway, guys, the short has been actually going up. Shares on loan were just 211 million Tuesday, May 11th, and now it's 250 million. So in the last 2.5 weeks, the shares on loan have gone up 40 million. Taking a look at the live short interest, just absolutely went insane. I expect the stock is under attack. Very feeble, very impotent attack. Remember, south of the equator, the shorts are playing small ball, if you know what I mean. No lead in the pencil, can't quite get the bat around, can't quite pull the ball to left field, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah, they're attacking the stock. I expect it to come in right now. This is delayed by about an hour, so they're trying to put the brakes on the stock. It's not going to work because the bear thesis, the short thesis, absolutely falls apart. And this is the kind of short somebody was telling me, somebody very wise, somebody very bald with a shaved head, shaped like just that perfect egg, those those pasture-raised eggs you get in that blue container where it's like $10 a dozen, but you get a little note from one of the chickens, a little thing like, hey, thanks for buying this. Thanks for sponsoring me. I'm a needy chicken in a, running around in a free-range scenario. Thank you for paying $1 per egg. You've really helped me out. I don't have to live in a pen and eat some crappy hormone pellets. I'm able to just live this happy life because your stupid ass bought these very, very expensive eggs in Whole Foods. Thank you very much. Oh, you chunky stock monkey, you're foolish. You should have saved your money. You could have bought 1.5 shares of SoFi with what those organic vital eggs cost you. But that's the way it goes. Nothing's too good for Princess J. After all, she's way, way too good for me, so the least I can do is buy her some decent eggs. Anyway, guys, I kind of don't know where I'm going with any of this. I've been on, like I said, just a complete lack of sleep. But cost to borrow, average is almost 1%, which is still very, very low. Yesterday, they attacked after hours, borrowed an additional 5 million shares. Today, just at the last tick, it was 1 million, and then they borrowed an additional 5 million shares all at once. So some of you guys smarter than me can tell me what that's all about. And then, of course, what you all wait for, what you all know and love, my fabulous whiteboard, a bunch of incoherent nonsense. But if you can follow me, if you can, get yourself professional help, get yourself 2 or 3 psychotherapists to see if they can shock you back to lucidity. But for now, if you can follow me, enjoy the ride. I think Noto's timed this thing absolutely perfectly. I think he knows that these tech accounts are going to explode into late 2025, 2026, 2027, and they're going to get that, tech valuation that he needs to make his stock options pay. I think he does not need any more shares. If the stock was going back to 5, if the ER was was not going to be good, if they weren't going to, do a triple beat again and raise guidance, why would he be buying anything under $7? It just doesn't make sense. There's no reason for him to do it. He's not moving the stock. Gap net profit didn't move the stock. All of our belly aching, all of our collective angst, all of our whining, all of my bullshit, it didn't move the stock. So it just didn't do us any good. The only reason for Noto to be buying those blocks of 28,700 shares 2 days in a row, I believe it was May 23rd, May 24th, 691 and 688 average or whatever it was, is because he believes the stock is undervalued. That's the only reason for him to be buying those shares with his own money. He already has, over 8 million shares of Sofi stock. So anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. It is un poco mas. This is the cause for the cure for what ails you, your financial demise. Good day, Carl C. Mark. How you doing, my friend? This is the blue bracelet for hope by Sofi. It says Hurricane Lopez, un poco mas. On this side, it says buy Sofi, buy Sofi, buy Sofi, buy Sofi. I did not have room to include my legal disclosure, not financial advice. So unfortunately, this will probably get me sued when one of you jerk-offs, jabronis, or jamokes goes ahead and buys Sofi, and it does crash, and you lose all your money, and Jimmy Chitwood was right, and it goes to 5, and then you go, hey, this wristband told me to buy Sofi. I'm going to go over and kick Danny Deals in the shins. I'm like, come on. Don't do that. Take your medicine. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me on Un Poco Mas. I'm doing like 40 things at once right now, so please forgive me if I'm just a little bit out of focus. But that's kind of the way it is, having to answer a couple of things. But welcome and hello. So this is what we're seeing. We're seeing the economy start to weaken. We're seeing that in the jobs. We're going to see rate cuts. I don't know what I said here. And then we're going to see demand for all Sofi's products. That's why higher for longer is bad for Sofi. The student loans and the home loans are going to absolutely explode when we just get a sniff of a rate cut, when the Fed says the right thing. When those rate cuts actually hit, it's going to go absolutely nuts. And remember, student loans, they're basically free with Sofi. They don't charge you fees. The home loans are going to be less, a lot more favorable than other companies. And then on personal loans, they're going to be extremely, very, very, very selective. But there's record credit card debt. There's going to be a lot of demand for that product as well. This transitions perfectly into small business banking. This goes back to the hire at the Fed. This goes back to the general counsel hire. Okay, they are making master moves. Sofi is playing chess. All these other fintechs are playing with their puds. I don't care if you have fancy shoes, a long hair, a gold card. I don't care if you're giving away 5% of everything and with no clear way how to make money. I know you can grow. Growth is great, but I say, not only how do you grow, but how do you make money? Sofi is looking to make money over the long term. And everybody, I saw a really good video from Tanner, and Tevis was on at the beginning. He's very, very important, that Tevis, so he had to go and manage his team, coach them up with some of his patented corporate speak. The synergies. We're going to take this offline. Do not sub and like M. Russo. How dare you? I remember when you were M. Russo 214, and now you're big leaguing us. Do not sub and like M. Russo. It's the worst thing you could possibly do. But I do appreciate you watching. Thank you. Welcome and hello. Hello and welcome. So why does student loans fit my vision for Sofi's small business banking? Looks like Not a Lurker has adjusted our picture. Not a Lurker, by the way. Thank you, J Money, for producing the show, wielding the wrench with such discretion. I'm not sure if Alberto Bertie Aviles is here. I've not had a chance to look at the comments. Hopefully he is, but he's always here. Savage is here. Toto's here. Matt Flo is here. Welcome and hello, Matt Flo. Yukeko, thanks again for joining me. SJ, thanks a lot for being here. Fonz G, hello and welcome. To Jimmer, looking good in the Sofi merch. Thanks to Jimmer. What's up? Javier is here. Greetings and salutations, Javier. Good to see you. Rocking the chain. Bought back all my 200 contracts spread all over yesterday. I'm going to sit in my ass, wait to write more covered calls. Yeah, Savage, good to reload. This is kind of, you see this wedge coming, Savage. This could really break up. So, maybe kind of wait and get the lay of the land before you just go nuts writing those calls. But, look for a period where you think it's going to move sideways or down, obviously. Nice to do that after it makes a move. I don't like to write covered calls, right here in the sixes. But, you do you. Obviously, Savage of Wall Street knows what he's doing. The guy is a U-turder after all. Go over to his. You don't sub and like here. Sub and like his channel. Let's see. Grit and Grunts here. Howdy, Danny. What did you sell this morning? Like I knew I hear the fat lady singing. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are doing that, Hoodie, and that's what the market makers are looking for. They want to buy your shares. Market makers, I think, have realized Noto's buying here. This is a good place to load, but I don't want to get too distracted with your idiotic comments because most of you guys don't have two brain cells to rub together. Entertainment International just bought 257,500 shares. I don't know. This guy's either a big player or a mentally ill, delusional U-turner. But Entertainment International, he's always here. Thanks for the support. That's a big position. Just jumping in with, if you're pouring in over $1 million all at once into one individual stock, you should have a net worth in the 9 figures, so it would not really stand to reason that you're watching me. But anyway, God bless. More power to you. I hope that works out for you. Greetings from Nashville. Greetings to Nashville, Mustang Rider. Good to see you. Alberto is here. I am not running for president because I could not get you as my running mate, Alberto, and I'm not yet 35 years of age, so couldn't do it, but I am running for president of Un Poco Mas. It is Un Poco Mas. Thanks for joining me. You did stumble upon Danny Bandito. It is Jeff Presley. I believe he played Dylan on Beverly Hills 90210, one of my favorite shows. Love Steve Saunders. All those people were like 40 years old, when they were supposedly in high school. What was that one lady's name with the glasses? Dude, she was literally like 40 years old playing a high school student. It was absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I think Steve Saunders already had hair plugs. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The Savage of Wall Street, close them out. I don't understand either. Jeff Presley, hello and welcome. Matt Flo, was that green that I saw? Yep, we got green. It's Kermit. It is easy being green today. They're pushing down, as I said. Remember when I just showed you the short interest? You saw this big push down, and that is reflective right here. Reflected, not reflective. So they started right at 2 p.m. pushing down on the stock. It's not going to work today because, this weakening economy, weakening jobs numbers, it all leads toward, of course, no more increases, but over time, we're going to see rates come down. We're going to see SoFi explode. And that's what I'm talking about, timing it. Where does Noto need? Noto's playing us all. He's always sandbagging. He's always timing. He's always hedging. He's too coy. He's playing possum. It's too cute by half. His hair is just a little bit too perfect, like the Werewolf of London. Anyway, Warren Zevon, rest in peace, man. What a beautiful performer. Some of the music he made when he was getting close to the end of his life is absolutely amazing. Big fan. Anyway, hello and welcome and hello. So Noto knows tech's going to explode, but he's playing it very, very coy. He's not telling anything about that business. I want to know the economics of a tech customer. How do we make revenues? How does it come in? What are those margins going to look like? What are the variables in there? How we're going to do with each one of those customers? Or is it just all locked in? What's the duration of, contracts we're talking about? How does it work? How does it renew? What are the economics? How do we get to that growth? Yes, they're telling us financial services and tech are going to grow, 40% or 50%, but they're saying, okay, financial service is going to grow much faster. Tech's going to grow at 20%. What does it look like? What's the mix? What's the mix of new customers? How many members are they bringing? How quickly can we make money? Is it going to be years? I really feel like Noto's setting this all up 2026, 2027 when he needs those options to print. I mean, it just makes sense. This year is that transitionary year. Next year, EPS is going to start to explode. 2026, 2027, just the growth curve is just going to go absolutely insane. And then I think the share price is going to catch up. Now, could the market get wise to this? Because we do see institutional ownership increasing literally day by day. How do student loans feed into small business banking? Look at the credit scores of the student loan borrowers, 781 plus. Who are these people? That's why Noto's like these forgiveness programs for these, illiterate, medical assistant, college, ITT tech boneheads who borrowed 40 grand, then the college went. That doesn't affect the SoFi borrowers. SoFi borrowers are PhDs, advanced degrees, grad school, small business owners. I want SoFi to explicitly, I know they're already probably doing this, and I'm sorry my writing is so terrible. I am dipshit lexic, but I write like a doctor. I don't have any other intelligence or education, but I can write you a prescription. It's called Buy SoFi, not financial advice. Buy SoFi. Anyway, so I want SoFi start explicitly targeting these small business people now. So when they're approved for small business lending, small business lines of credit, they have products specifically designed for these professionals with small offices, with partnerships, 1 or 2 professionals that make their own decisions. They need capital. They need capital to grow their business, and it's expensive. Banks don't want to take risks. SoFi can manage this because they have software that's intelligent. They can look at their personal credit. I want them to start targeting doctors, lawyers, dentists, architects, general contractors. I can't tell what that says. Small home builders, custom home builders, they always need credit. They're paying, hard money loans for home builders, for house flippers. They cost 13%. SoFi can do better. They can make a ton of money. They can loan money to small businesses versus their orders. They can loan money to small businesses versus their receivables to get into, the factoring game. These are profitable businesses, business lines of credit. They can do creators. They can do owners of other businesses, not only interior designers. Look at target realtors. Realtors are in big trouble. They're used to a certain standard of living, but they have to transition. They have to grow their businesses. They have to do other things. Many realtors, many real estate brokers, they are also developers. They are also property managers. Start targeting this area. You can target salon owners. You can target media producers. You can target content creators. You can target areas nobody targets, but people who are very affluent in the entertainment industry. You can target authors. You can target, union people. I want to see SoFi not just make partnerships with unions in the NBA, not just make partnerships with, certain businesses, make partnerships with, powerful, high-paid unions. There are certain unions that are, trade groups with like counties, states, they're engineers, they're legal people, they're in these very, very high up white collar unions. I want to see SoFi target these affluent customers that we have through student loans, not just get them on the wheel to the personal products, but make them jump off that wheel to a whole nother wheel that's targeting commercial products, that's targeting small business owners, that's targeting affluent, upwardly mobile, young professionals, guys. And you know me, I'm not prone to a lot of hyperbole, conjecture, pumping, loose talk. I'm not here for the bling. I don't wear, SoFi jewelry. I don't wear ridiculous hats. I do wear a lot of hats, and many of them are ridiculous. I don't get custom-made SoFi Hawaiian shirts. I'm just not that kind of guy, guys. I'm no pumper. No song and dance here. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. Entertainment International. Of course, you're not crying Entertainment International. You're splashing a couple $1 million into the stock. You're living large. Make money you hold. I agree with you. I'm currently on my break. Started 8 minutes ago. Not a lurker's on a break. I was on fire yesterday. En fuego, spitting hot fire like Dylon. I say, who are the 5 best rappers of all time? Dylon. Brukasha, spit hot fire. That was some funny stuff off the Chappelle show. Lisa's here. Amruso's here. Alberto, of course, is here. He's wifing somebody up. C-Bar Engineering's here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, little engineer. You're designing. That's not really how that Beatles song went. Welcome and hello, C-Bar. Oprah's thick SoFi bag is here. Did you already cut I cut off all my hair, Oprah. You missed me. I didn't even do a benefit about it. We got to get you on, buddy. Maria Powell is here. Hello, all. Not a lurker, we already know, is here. Jeff Presley, we already know. Carl Seamark is here. Colombian Kingpin is here. Hello and welcome. Lee Armstrong is here. Hello and welcome. Lee Armstrong. Trunk Monkey is here. When it comes up somehow, SoFi. It could be. Canadians, I don't think they affect much other than the price of maple syrup. But no, Canadians are very important to the overall economy. Let's see. We got a special note on the hotline from Low Country Luton Pond. He's a doctor. He buys SoFi with my credit card rewards. Earned 4.6 on the savings. I've gotten a lot of young docs start banking with SoFi, and they love the product. Excellent. So you're running a pawn shop and practicing medicine. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give you. So you're looking for 5,000. I'll tell you what. I'll give you $35, and I will cut off that goiter for you. It's like sold. Anyway, hello and welcome. Yeah, that's what we need. We need doctors recruiting other doctors, but we need more products to sell the good doctor. You know, we need to sell this guy business banking, business lines of credit, products for him specifically, finance expansion, remodeling of his office, finance him hiring another doc, finance him insourcing his medical billing, finance him expanding to new health insurance companies, finance him getting certified, signed up with Medicare. All these things, especially specialists, these doctors are swimming in money. Why didn't I go to med school? Why am I so dim-witted and portly and lazy? Oh, burns me. All these Korean kids are going to medical school. You know, they're scooping me. Why wasn't I born Korean with strict parents who drove me to excel? Oh, it's not fair. Probably wouldn't be portly either. You don't see a lot of portly Korean doctors. One or two. I'd probably be the exception. Anyway, I every day, not every day, but most days I wish I was Korean. I just really like Korean people, Korean food. Anyway, I don't know why I like Koreans, but I do. So, as an aside, apropos of nothing, good morning, Brian. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Did you ever watch that show, Celebrity Deathmatch? No, I didn't. Haven't seen that one. Savage, C-Mark, Ether Between Us. You could get enough, believe me. Synapse, what a cog, SoFi price for running eBay, Novo, interior designers. Thank you, Alberto. I can't read my own writing, thank God. Alberto must be a pharmacist because he can read this fake doctor. You got a real doctor below you there, Alberto, in the comments. Can SoFi tell the degree the student took? Yeah, of course they can. They know everything about you. They data brokers build profiles. You think your credit report? They know your employer. You're applying for a loan. They know where you got up, what you had for breakfast, what your morning movement smelled like. Whether you had corn. They know everything about you. Clap my dog. Yes, they can tell a hell of a lot more than that. Anyway, welcome and hello and welcome. Hello and welcome and hello. Sorry, I'm very, very distracted. Boych was here, swept away from the wrench. Beach Boys here. Timothy Semple, hello and welcome and hello. Low Country Andrew Choi. Need some rate cuts, absolutely. But this is a good first step. You need to see the economy weakening, put pressure, and then you'll see those rate cuts. Don't rush. We don't need to rush. We're coiling the spring here, guys. What is SoFi doing? They're adding capacity. These deals they did with the senior secured note, they're adding capacity. So high rates, you saw them building cash position with the deposits, customers building up. And then once you see cuts, they are absolutely ready with a ton of capacity to service these loans. Okay? So they're taking advantage. They're strategic. This is what you call good management. By the way, Flint Creek Soap Company, great products. Go buy some soap. Charlie and Warren, big up. Bukasha. Big up to one of my absolute favorite investors, rest in peace, Mr. Charlie Munger. Good guy. Also big supporter of UCSB banana slugs. Built some dorms there with no windows. Very odd guy. Entertainment International. I like watching you entertaining. It's the only money with this change when they have money or fools. Yeah. Hey, a fool and his money are easily parted, and you're probably no fool if you saved up enough money to buy that many millions of shares of SoFi stock. But guys, SoFi, what do I want to see from them? Okay. Yes, I'd like to see options, okay? But most SoFi customers don't want options. The Zelle was very, very important. I want to see this business banking. Of course, I want everything. But more importantly, devote those resources to our Galileo customers, servicing those customers, landing those customers, growing those customers. Options are going to be some extra revenue, but most SoFi customers aren't going to touch it. It's going to be very, very little. You're probably not even going to notice those revenues. The tech revenues, you're not going to notice those, but we're going to get that valuation multiple we want when this tech explodes. 2025, 2020, we're like, oh, if you wait for years, anything goes up. Nope, it doesn't. This is poised to go up right about meow. You've heard of Roaring Kitty. I'm Whimpering Puppy. It's DJ Patchy Drizzle. I come in with a whimper, and I leave with a high degree of ambiguity about what's going to happen here. But, folks, this is not a breakdown. This is not a breakdown to 5. It's not even a breakdown to 6. And I don't even believe it's a breakdown below 7. That's just my opinion. If you look at the... there's another interesting article I just wanted to point out. Not really an article, but just a note. If you look at the news on Ortex, Armistice Capital, oh, I love those fuckers, acquired 19,000 shares. Corient Private Wealth, 700,000 in holdings. Why is SoFi price up? SoFi names new general counsel. This is the one I wanted to show you, just as an aside. This is what you want to see. This is why they're afraid to short the stock. Okay, Treasurer of the state of North Carolina increases stake in SoFi Technologies. They had 427,000 shares, acquiring 24,000 more, worth 4.2. Why? That's not a huge position. It's not extremely important in and of itself. But there's treasurers, there's pension funds in every single state. In a huge state like California, there's not just CalPERS, there's teachers' pension funds, all kinds of different pension funds, there's 50 states, guys. Each one, if each one just averaged $5 million, these are the institutional buyers you need. They stabilize the stock. They scare the hell out of shorts because they don't sell. They're not subject to the same types of fears and panics that retarders are subject to. The treasurer of the state of North Carolina does not sell the dip and smell the rip. He's patient. He knows what he owns, as do the other 49 states. So you saw CalPERS has a position. Texas has a position. North Carolina has a position. I saw that some of the Dakotas had a position. SoFi is flipping the switch, and you're seeing more and more institutions buy the stock. You're seeing insiders buy the stock. You're seeing Noto buying anything under 7. And does that tell you the stock's going to go to 5? No, of course, we didn't know this about the jobs. We didn't know this about the macro, but for a couple months now, people have seen the economy start to slow, and it's going to come through in inflation. Some of these inflation numbers lag, but there are going to be rate cuts. Whether there's going to be one this year, I don't know. But whenever it happens, SoFi is absolutely ready, absolutely poised to explode. So anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Thanks a lot, guys. Chad, morning movement smelled like success. Excellent, Chad. He's so full of himself, even his shit don't stank. Andy Choi from Ontario. Hello and welcome. Entertainment Minister. Let's get those cover calls SoFi to pay the rent. He's paying more than the rent. He's collecting the rent. This guy's a big player. Anyway, guys, hey, you should have known those guys. Big player like you, Maurice, with the fake Versace suits. Anyway, another Rounders reference. Guys, I got to go. Got a lot of work to do. Thank you for watching Poco, Moss. I'd like to thank my favorite person, not only my favorite SoFi shareholder, but also my favorite person in the entire world. It's Princess J, the absolute best. I'd like to thank Cutes, the best dog in the world. Would like to thank Nautilurker J Money, the best producer in the world, and would like to thank Alberto Berti Aviles, certainly one of the best moderators in the world, and probably the top one in all of you, turd. If you don't give this guy a wrench, you need to get your head examined. Guys, it's Poco, Moss. It's the SoFi stock. Let me get you a quick one last check of the live short interest, since I know you turds crave that like fentanyl or crack or whatever you happen to be on today. So yeah, spiked up to 6 million, staying there. So they're shorting the piss out of the stock again. No big surprise there. Started right here, and you see it come down, but it's not really working. They only pushed it from 693 to 688 so far. So very moderate volume, but you know, Upstart was just going nuts. Yeah, 6.7, but the banks weren't going up. So it's really nice to see SoFi at least push up a little bit with some of the fintechs, trading right with Affirm or Coinbase. Bitcoin was up, Palantir doing well. Lucid getting shit on, but Lucid, the Gravity is a beautiful SUV, but Lucid, the economics of that company are an absolute disaster. Don't know why Upstart's up so much, but Visa, very good company. I definitely would buy Visa. And as far as U-turders, listen to that Parkev guy. guy. Listen to the Bowtie Nation, Joseph Hogue. I don't like that professor guy, Professor G. He's very smart. He makes good recommendations, and he's just so like, good looking, and he's so hip, and he has these like tattoo sleeves. I'm like, it's just too much, dude. It's just too much. You're just trying a little bit too hard, but probably way smarter than me. But I just can't. Some people are just too hip. They just have it all together. I just can't fucking stand it. You know what I mean? It just pisses me off. Just pisses me right off. All right. Fuck off. Go do something else.